What wouldn't be nearly as popular if it wasn't for the US? Spam in Northeast Asia, especially South Korea. American soldiers ate it during the Korea War and it gained popularity to the point that it's a common food for both Koreans, Japanese, and some Chinese cultures such as Shanghainese. Proms. In other countries some schools host proms just because they see it on TV. Propane and propane accessories. Red Solo cups. I have friends who've been abroad who have seen them for sale. They don't call them Solo cups as Solo as a brand. They call them American Party Cups, and a lot of the ones sold are meant to be reused. Halloween. GPS. The American military gave away one of the coolest technologies to the world. No service fees, no subscriptions. Imagine if Meta or Apple had invented it. What is the one crime that could be considered worse than murder? Childhood rape by a trusted adult. Because it robs the child of their spirit and they have to live with it for their entire life. I speak from experience. Anything sexual involving children. Pedophiles are the lowest scum on earth. According to those ads from the early 2000s, music piracy. You wouldn't steal a car. 2 murders. Having acid poured over your face, no eyes, no nose, no lips and ears, and painful forever. Any sexual abuse to children. To be fair, in prison, it is. Go to prison for murder and people probably won't give a shit about you. Go to prison for molesting a child and people will fucking disembowel you and then calmly wash up and go to breakfast like nothing happened. Edit to add. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's the way it is. What is the worst double standard currently? Work-wise, they're along the same lines. Either, the person who does pretty much nothing gets away with it constantly, but everyone else is watched like a hawk, or when the person who never calls in sick does just once and it's a whole thing as if they're lying. As a new parent, it really bothers me when only the ladies' room has those baby changing stations. Dads need to change poopy diapers too. I suffer from PTSD due to mental abuse from my ex-wife. I mentioned it, one time, and was told to man up. Women can't abuse men. So, now, no one knows that my employer expects me to flawlessly come into work on time every day with no excuses allowed. Yet our paychecks being late are met with rationalizations and excuses from the payroll department. People of color can't be racist. They can be. What do people in 2023 think about the women and children first rule? No one first. We sink as a family, goddammit. Worked on ships for a long time. Women and children first isn't a thing anymore. There was enough lifeboat space for all and any attempt to separate families would only cause undue stress, potential confrontation and ultimately slow down the evacuation process. Always children first, but I say everyone afterwards is on equal footing for being saved. Children and one accompanied adult to watch said children. We don't need to be making orphans. Whether that adult is male or female is irrelevant. Technically, it's sexist. Morally, I'd consider it the right thing to do. In theory, I agree. In practice, I'd curb stomp a child for a spot on the boat. What first comes to mind when you see the letter X? X-Men. X gonna give it to ya. Am I the only willing to admit it? Porn, it's porn. I wish Elon Musk would fuck off. It's still funny to me that every article that has to reference a tweet always writes, on X, formerly Twitter. Kinda shows how dumb, pointless, and poorly marketed the name change was. Wrong. XXX. Close window. Solve for X. All those algebraic equations still haunt me. It marks the spot. X-Files.